Hello, everyone. So, today I want to talk about moving money across Africa. How can you move money as fast as possible? What kind of solutions exist right now? And I'm gonna talk about these by sharing my experience. So, I'm someone who travels a lot, especially in African countries. So, I've been to Ghana, Kenyan, so I've been to Kenya, and currently I'm in Tanzania. And we all know about stablecoins, USDC and USDT. And currently, the way people are moving money between these countries is using stablecoins. And this is how it works. And this is what I do. So, what happens is you first buy USDC or USDT. For example, let's say you're in Kenya and you want to send money to Tanzania. So, you got to have access to either USDC or USDT. But the question is, where do you get the USDC or the USDT? So there are different options, and one of the options is Binance. So if you have a Binance account, you can get the USDC or USDT. But mostly, usually takes like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, because you have to go and do P2P, and the rates there sometimes might be a little bit higher than the actual rate that is published by the central bank. So that's the first way. The second way is, we have these apps. They're called off-ramp, on-ramps. So we have a lot of them in Kenya. We have Rift, we have Pretium, and what they do is there's a provider behind the scenes who is willing to take your Kenyan shillings and give you USDC or USDT at a certain rate. So you just interact with the app. You just deposit your Kenyan shillings into the app, and you just click a button, and you get USDC or USDT. So when you have your stablecoin, USDC or USDT, what you do is you either use these off-ramp, on-ramp tools, and you send to someone in Tanzania. So most of these tools, for example, the Rift app, gives you an option to send money to Tanzania. But behind the scenes, how it works is we send that USDC or USDT to a provider in Tanzania, and the provider is someone who's willing to take the stablecoin, the USDC or USDT, and they take it, and then they have a bank account or a PSP account, and they're willing to pay out Tanzanian shillings to whichever recipient that you stated in the transaction. So as you can see, this system heavily relies on a provider being there. And this provider is what we call a liquidity provider. It's someone sitting somewhere, and they're willing to take either your local currency, Kenyan shillings, and give out the stablecoin, or the other way around. They're willing to take the stablecoin and give out the local currency. So here's where the problem comes in. Uh, this provider needs liquidity in two sides. So they need the stablecoin liquidity. They need some stablecoin sitting somewhere if they wanna pay out the stablecoins. Someone who needs the stablecoins, and they also need the local currency sitting somewhere in a bank account if they want to pay out the local currency. So, for example, someone needs the local currency. They accept USDC. They give out the local currency. But to hold local currency, you actually need to have a bank account. You need to have probably a license, a PSP license from the central bank. And the regulation is a huge barrier. And that's why we don't have a lot of liquidity providers, because you need two-sided liquidity. And one side is fiat, which is heavily regulated. So that's one of the problems where liquidity is a problem. There's a barrier to entry because you need a license. You need to be regulated by the central bank.